want to get your reaction to my column and monologue about P.J. Washington, Brittany Renner, Deshaun Watson, and just social media and social media addictions. I admit, when I first got on IG, I spent way too much time looking at Brittany Renner and other Instagram models. But Delano, what's your take?
So I think if I could go back to something I said a couple of days ago, it's a similar situation that we talked about in terms of having self-control. And when people don't, and particularly when they're young men with a lot of money, a lot of disposable income, and who get a lot of attention from women, without that self-control, you can end up in some very, very bad situations, ranging from issues that could result in lawsuits or criminal charges, in the Deshaun Watson case, to just, a lifetime of, I don't want to say poverty, because P.J. Washington is, he's going to be well off. He plays in the NBA, but a good portion of his income is going to go to the young lady with whom he has children. And I'm not sure that that's how he planned it, but that's what he's looking at right now. And it honestly, Jason, reminded me of, in the book of Proverbs, I think it's in chapter 5 where you hear a father addressing his son and telling him to avoid immoral women. And he says, their lips are sweeter than honey. So, their speech is very nice and very pleasing to the ear. But he said that the way that they travel is a path that leads to death. And later in that chapter, it says that other people will enjoy your wealth and consume the fruits of your labor. And I think P.J. Washington is about to find that out pretty soon.
I've certainly found that out.
That's a word.
I want to ask you this. I want to ask you this, Jay, and then I want Delano, you to follow up, because Delano just mentioned the words self-control, and that people need to exercise self-control. Part of what I was saying in my column is that for me at 54, I can say, yeah, they should exercise more self-control. But I wasn't born into this technology era where, to me, it's just there's more temptation out there. It's so much easier, and that it's harder to exercise self-control when it's the temptations in your cell phone, in your smartphone, in your pocket, in your hand, everywhere you go. I just think technology makes it harder on these young, wealthy, plenty of free time celebrities and athletes. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong, because remember, growing up at a certain time, they tell you go to your room and you didn't have access to anything.
There you go.
But now you can send a kid to the room, and you also got to take the phone, you got to take the computer, you got to take the TV down, you got to take all this stuff down out of the room and make it completely bare for them not to have access. Because you can take the phone, guess what? You got internet on your TV. You can take the TV, guess what? You got your laptop. It's just so much temptation out there. It's insane.
You make a hell of a point, because I say this all the time, Delano. I'm gonna come back to you. When I was growing up, Delano, we had one TV in the house, we had one record player, and we had, I think, 2 phones, one in the kitchen and one in my mama's room. That was it. And we didn't have call waiting. We certainly didn't have three-way calling. And so unless your mama was off the phone from talking to her sister, your auntie, you couldn't get a phone call. You didn't have access to nobody. And so that's where, Delano, you're a parent, Jay, I think you're a parent.
Yeah.
That's why I just think the job of parents is so much harder than when I was growing up.